It begins on the charge afternoon in April 2026 outside a courthouse in the Eastern Cape. Cameras are rolling, supporters are chanting, a tension is thick in the air. Julius Malema has just been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment for firearm-related offences dating back to 2018. For most politicians, this will be a moment of retreat, but Malema does the opposite. He steps forward and speaks not about his sentence, but about Oscar Mabuyane. In front of a crowd and the media, he accused Eastern Cape Premier of fraudulent obtaining a master's degree and called his arrest. In that instant, the narrative shifted. This is no longer just about criminal conviction. It becomes a national controversy involving political rival, academic integrity, and the limit of free speech. Allegations that ignited the case. Malema's words are directed and deeply damaging. He alleges that Mabuyane committed fraud in obtaining a university qualification, a claim that strikes at the heart of the credibility and leadership. Delivered publicly immediately after the high-profile sentencing, the timing amplifies the impact. In defamation law, context is everything. These statements were made in a political charged environment, broadcast to the public. The court must determine whether it was reckless speech or a legitimate warning in the public interest. Fort-Hare mystery. To understand the accusation, the focus shifts to University of Fort-Hare. In 2020, Mabuyane enrolled for a master's degree in public administration, but in 2021, the university deregistered him, citing irregularities in the admission process. Mabuyane challenged the deregistration in court, and the matter remains unresolved. Meanwhile, allegations emerged that he may not have met admission requirements and that his academic work might have been produced by ghostwriters. These claims remain unproven and contested. Mabuyane fights back. Oscar Mabuyane responded swiftly. He denies ever holding a master's degree from Fort-Hare and described the allegation as false and defamatory. He emphasizes that the matter is sub judice and should not be publicly debated. He also pointed to Malema's conviction, suggesting reckless political behavior. In doing so, he reframes the narrative from a leader under suspicions to a victim of political attack. The case enters the court. On 24 April 2026, Mabuyane files a defamation application in the Eastern Cape High Court. He seeks declaration that the statements are false and interdict to stop further claims and damages for reputational harm. The case now hangs in whether Malema can justify his statements or whether they unlawfully damage Mabuyane's reputation. Malema escalates the battle. Malema does not retreat. He signals his intention to defend his statement and potentially involvement additional parties, including President and SIU and the University of Fort-Hare. This could transform the case into a broader institutional battle involving multiple arms of the state. The SIU twist. Mabuyane previously obtained a court interdict preventing the SIU from investigating his qualification. This introduced tension. He seeks protection from allegations while resisting investigation. These details raises questions about transparency and accountability and may influence the case. Defamation versus free speech. At the heart of the case is whether the statements are defamatory or protected political speech. Mabuyane must prove falsity and harm. Malema must show truth and public interest. The outcome may depend on whether the statements were made responsibly. What this means for South Africa, the case could shape political discourse. A ruling for Mabuyane may limit public accusations, and a ruling for Malema may expand political speech protection. Either outcome would influence how politicians engage and hold each other accountable. Likely outcome, the court may not rule on whether fraud occurred, but instead focus on whether Malema acted responsibly. The judgment may balance competing rights rather than produce a clear winner. Closing. This is more than a legal dispute. It is a test of how far political speech can go into a democracy. A premier fight for his reputation, an opposition leader fight for his voice, and the court must decide where the line can be drawn. That concludes our analysis. Thank you for watching The Sim. If you found this breakdown useful, consider subscribing for clear, factual legal analysis. Until next time, stay informed.